Excuse me.
Yes.
That day.
I'm sorry, I can't leave.
That day.
Oh, man.
That day when the snow turned to rain, did you see a black car?
I don't know what you want me to say, though.
Excuse me.
Yes.
That day when the snow turned to rain, did you see a black car?
A black car?
Yes. Would you like to play a game of Lucky Hit?
A lucky hit.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another 5-Minute Flashback Friday. I'm here with my buddy C. Los.
How's it going, guys?
And today we're going to talk about Shenmue for the Dreamcast. What did you think about the game?
Man, back then when it came out, Billy, I couldn't believe how realistic it looked.
The graphics at that time for this game was just off the charts.
It was mind-blowing. Man, Billy, I couldn't believe how many countless hours I had with this game.
Yeah, same. It's pretty much an open world type game. They added so many little things to it that you could do. Like you could go to the machine, put money, get those capsules with little figures that you could collect. They were very Sega related. You could go to the arcade. You can go play old arcade games that they had there, like Hang On, which was cool.
It was.
Yeah, the other thing I liked about it was the cheesy dialogue, kind of the way they talked to each other. Like he'd go to a home, he'd knock on the door, and he'd be like, perhaps they're out. Or he'd talk to somebody, like he'd walk up and, excuse me, do you know anything about Chinese people? Because he's looking for someone who can speak the Chinese language because of the story.
Yeah, the voice acting.
Yeah, so the voice acting was just, it wasn't bad. I mean, I like the voice acting, but it was the quirkiness of it was funny to me. Kind of like another example would be like, House of the Dead. The House of the Dead dialogue and, the way they talked was so just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's what was like the charm of it was that, and that's how this game was. You knew it was cheesy, but you liked that about it, right?
And that's what made the game special.
So the story of the game is Ryo's father is murdered by a man named Landy. I'm not reading the back or anything. Looking for a mirror. There's like 2 mirrors, I believe, that he's searching for. Ryo walks in and doesn't even realize what's going on. His father and this guy Landy get into a fight. He loses. And it starts giving you clues. Like Landy tells him something, do you remember this guy? And he goes, no, it can't be. And it's like, what is he talking about, right? Throughout the game, you're keeping a journal as you're finding stuff. The whole point of the game is now his father has been murdered, so now he wants to find his father's killer.
It's like a mystery he's trying to...
Yeah, it's almost like you're solving a mystery.
Yeah,
because he's wondering, okay, well, what is the big deal with the mirror? And then, okay, well, who's this guy, Landy? And who is this guy Landy mentioned that my father supposedly murdered over in China? And he even has a romantic relationship with a girl. There's a scene where he's riding a motorcycle. It almost kind of reminds me of like Final Fantasy VII, that whole motorcycle scene where he's riding. Same thing, Unfortunately, by the time you get to the end of the game, you realize it's only one part of a bigger story.
Yes.
There's sometimes where you can do jobs. There's a forklift job he's able to do. Just little stuff to make extra money.
That feels real life.
And you start unlocking like moves for when you're fighting, because there are fight scenes in it. There's also those action sequences where like something happens, you have to push a button, or you have to wait and then push the button at the right time. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and open this one up for you. So as you can see, it is a 3-disc game. You also have the Passport, which used internet. Dreamcast was, I think, one of the first systems that was online. Overall, it was a great game. It's just so much. You spent so many hours and then had no idea that the game was going to be a continuation. So this was only one part in a 3-part?
3-part.
What he originally envisioned was
trilogy.
They did re-release this on PlayStation 4. They have Shenmue 1 and 2. Definitely check it out. It is, in a lot of people's mind, something that caused the Dreamcast's downfall because it was such an expensive game to create, right? A very ambitious game to make. They did release the sequel in Japan only, and then later on, American owners were able to get it on the Xbox. It's definitely a good series to check out. It's one of my favorite Dreamcast games.
Same.
Alright guys, so that was our 5-minute recap on Shenmue for the Dreamcast. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and I guess we'll see you guys next Friday.
Take care.